All right, welcome back to Solo Quester. I know it's been a little bit shaky. I'm going to try to keep things simple as I can. I went back to the PDF. I reread some things about the progression, and basically, find the horse vow. You keep making progress points up to a certain amount, and when you feel that the quest is about to end, you roll your challenge dice and you add the number of boxes to your six-sided roll. And if that number trumps both of the challenge dice numbers, it means that you successfully completed your quest. So that's pretty cool. I learned some things about the initiative. Basically, everything's the same thing. You always roll the challenge dice, and you roll your six-sider, and you add whatever stat you have to it, plus anything else, any kind of abilities you have, or assets that come into play. So, he was talking. I'm going to pick up where we left off. Before I jump in here, I drew up, instead of going back to the Mythic table as a backup, I wrote down the Oracle table on a piece of paper here. Almost certain, likely, 26 or greater. And you just roll the challenge dice with these. 50-50, 51 or greater, unlikely, small chance. On doubles, an extreme result or twist has occurred, which I usually do in Mythic anyway. If I roll two of the same number, I'll roll on an event to see what happens. I just hate when I get an ambiguous event, because what's the point there? I kind of re-roll the ambiguous events unless I can really tie it in somehow to the greater story. So, since my supplies are at a 5, I'm assuming this merchant said that he was hungry. So, I see you're hungry. Here, let me give you some food. And I go over and I give the merchant some food. What is your name, sir? And we're going to look up names in the Ironsworne world. So that'll just give me a second for that, because they got plenty of charts on names. Settlement names. Character descriptor, that's going to come in handy. This is also a good one that you can use the Mythic variations too, which is excellent for NPCs, as well as a substitute if you want. There we go. Ironlander names. So let's see what we come up with. Put them over here. What is your name, sir? Red goes first, 6060. Themon the Trader. And let's see what kind of personality he has. Character descriptor. This is Oracle number 12. Character descriptor. Let's see what we come up with. 59. He's driven. So 59 is driven. So he's a driven trader. He's driven to trade, so he's a born salesman. So I'm going to talk to Themon. I'm going to write his name down on the back of my character sheet along with the equipment. No, or I could write it down on my NPC list, which is my Mythic journaling here, which I put on the right here. I'll write down the Themon. Now, right in parentheses, trader. Themon, what brings you out into this abandoned hill? Now, let's see what he says. Now, this gets a little tricky. I don't think there's an oracle table on what he's saying necessarily. So that will have to come down to a mythic, unless I can find a oracle table. I want to eventually win him over so I get a settlement name, the nearest settlement. Yeah, I don't see anything about what he's talking about. They might have a table in there somewhere. So I'm going to defer back to Mythic. So here's the fate chart. And let me bring this up. Action, subject. Well, let's do subject first, to see what he's talking about. What brings him here, out in the open, where there's not many things around. 63. 63, power. Power, okay, action. What about that power? Maybe there's a power taking over his hometown. 70, intolerance. Tolerance and power. Okay, I'm going to keep rolling to see what else I can come up with from this guy. 41. Advice. Some kind of advice. Maybe he wants my advice. 82. Activity. What kind of activity? See, this is where it gets a little tricky. 13, about war. Okay. So, is there a war? Is there a war going on? Now, instead of using the Mythic chart, which I could easily use with the chaos factor, I'm going to use how the hell I put it? See what I mean? When there's so many damn charts, it just makes it kind of a pain in the butt. You got to stay really organized. I know it's on the back of one of these things. Here, let me cut. No, fine.